The woman clearly saw her husband entangled with the maid in the bathroom, yet she walked in as if nothing had happened. Her guilty husband quickly explained, saying the maid had just accidentally broken a glass. To his surprise, the woman raised her hand and slapped the maid across the face, scolding her for being so careless, and questioning how she could be trusted to care for her husband. The maid swallowed her anger and cleaned up silently, but to test the woman's limits, she later left a lipstick stain on the husband's shirt, hoping the woman would find out and ask for a divorce, so she could replace her and become the president's wife. What she didn't expect was that when the woman saw the lipstick mark, she simply wiped it away with calm hands. The reason she didn't expose them was because she had no intention of letting this beast in human skin go so easily. She would make sure he lost everything. At the peak of his success, to avenge both herself and her parents who had died tragically in a car crash. The woman was originally the heiress of a major corporation. 10 years ago she met the man. He pretended to love her, showered her with affection. Naive and young, she quickly fell for his sweet words, and married him despite her parents' objections. At the time, he had nothing, but instead of being grateful, he secretly plotted a fatal car accident, killing both her parents, leaving her alone, with no choice but to hand the company over to him. At first, she refused to believe their deaths were anything but an accident, so she hired a private investigator. What he uncovered shattered her world. The car crash had been carefully planned by her husband, and he had been secretly involved with the maid for over 2 years. Though she now knew the whole truth, too much time had passed, and she had no solid evidence to bring him to justice. But the detective told her the maid likely held the key evidence to bring the man down. She remained silent, pretending to know nothing, but she never planned to sit and wait. To completely destroy her husband, she sought out the maid's best friend and convinced her to seduce him. Knowing that the friend had always envied the maid's lavish lifestyle, she offered her 10 million as a reward if the plan worked. Tempted by the money, the two struck a deal. The woman's goal was clear: make the maid feel betrayed and abandoned, so she'd turn on the man herself and reveal the truth about the murders. Ever since the bathroom incident, the maid realized the woman had already seen through everything, but she shamelessly told the woman to be smart and step aside, to let them be together. The woman didn't even see her as a worthy opponent. She calmly warned her not to be too clever, or she might regret it later. The word struck a nerve. The maid stormed out in frustration, exactly as the woman had planned, but the best was yet to come. Soon it was the woman's birthday banquet. The husband, hoping to fully take control of the company, pretended to be a loving husband, and gifted her a necklace worth tens of millions, trying to show the world what a devoted man he was. But to the woman, he looked like nothing more than a clown. She deliberately turned to the maid and asked how the necklace looked. The maid could tell she was provoking her, and could only force a smile and say it was beautiful, while secretly fuming with jealousy, fueling her rage. The maid took the chance to accidentally drop the birthday cake on the woman, thinking she'd embarrassed her. The maid apologized insincerely, but the woman didn't let it slide. She slapped her again and ordered her to clean up the mess or get out immediately. Seeing the maid's angry but helpless expression, the woman felt a wave of satisfaction. She then leaned in and whispered a warning that losing control wouldn't solve anything. With no other option, the maid swallowed her fury and knelt to clean the floor. Just then, her best